So in this video, in the Laws of Messiah, first chapter, section 2, is about the difficulty of judging good and evil today when people have forgotten God's laws. And first, Master mentioned about when a leader's thinking strays away from God's will. Why is it bad?
So when we're living in this world, humanity, often have a very hard time finding the difference between good and evil. Sometimes we think that if someone has a high reputation or a good profession or goes to a good school, we believe that that is all good. However, Master Okawa says that that is not completely true. Master Okawa says on page 23, this is because people base their judgment not on the laws of God, but on the man-made laws or on their own ways of thinking that they developed in this world. These man-made laws or ways of thinking are not always correct. And we see that this world is a mix of good and evil, even in academic fields, religions, and in fields of sciences as well. Even democracy and political systems and parliamentary systems, they are made by humans. And sometimes humans' ways of thinking are wrong. So therefore we cannot accept all these values completely.
The people or politicians who don't have faith in God, and when they try to make the laws, they can be against God's will.
Master Okawa says that what humans create is not always perfect. We may think we should create this kind of political system or we should create this kind of law, but we must remember that above the political system, the law exists, God or Buddha. Politicians and lawmakers must strive to work on behalf of God and create and enforce systems and laws that reflect God's will. But this is not how things are today. If people don't pray to God and have wrong thoughts and worldly values and only care about their own interests, then the laws of this world will become policies that really turn this world into a hell. And politicians or people of power will just work to maintain their authority and their power without considering the faith of the other people.
And happiness of the people in that country. And after that part, Master talks about the dangers of totalitarianism by the rulers who deny God. Master clearly explains the three characteristics of totalitarianism. First, he says, one of its characteristics is the tendency to resort to brutal revolution or to rule by violence. And the second is they also like to use secret police, so like spies. What is more, they have concentration camps. And so these are the three characteristics they have. So Master said, countries with these characteristics can be considered totalitarian. And another thing that was really shocking was Master said totalitarian states keeps creating enemies.
Why is that? Why do they keep creating enemies? People often think that once the violence and all that is suppressed, there'll be no more and there'll be end of it. But why is it that they create more enemies?
Because they don't have freedom? What did Master say?
Master said that some people may think that revolution is unconditionally good, but on page 27 he says, the purpose of revolution should be the establishment of political freedom. What is political freedom? It is the politics that reflects the diverse views of people.
And freedom of speech, belief, and I think with, especially right now with COVID-19 too, countries and societies are really changing and we're losing freedom in many meanings. So I think this message of section 2 is very important.
And political freedom is achieved through people having discussions on pursuing what is right. So freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom is really important for us to really have economics and a society that will, where people can really live as humans. the end of this chapter, Master says that if there is something wrong in your country, you must call out.
Which Master mentioned that many times in this book. He says, speak up, speak up. If you think so, speak up. So, later in this book, Master reveals of many what's actually happening in totalitarian countries, or with the country with no freedom, less freedoms. What's really happening. So, just knowing those facts, you feel like, or at least I feel like, I have to speak up. I have to share these facts so that we can spread more happiness, true happiness, to those countries.
So the conclusion is really clear about how we can create a utopian society through understanding what true freedom is and what true democracy is under the values of Lord God.
So in the end, it's important to have faith, especially the leaders who governs the country, or even the leader of a company, in educations and in all the fields. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, or if you want to just talk about this topic, please contact us. We have branches throughout the world. We have members in 164 countries as well. And we hope you enjoy the book. And Master Kawa, he's published almost 3,000 books, so we hope you enjoy, and see you soon.